Hey, you, what's happening at work? What's keeping you up at night? What's causing you frustration or depleting your wellness at work? Talk to me and with me. This is Joyce Odidison, your host with the What's Happening at Work show, where we create solutions to work, live, and play well. Join me now for next episode. Well, hello, and welcome. So today we're talking about integrity. We're starting our series, our wellness competency series, and the first in our series is integrity. So what is integrity? Why is it important? And why is it even a wellness competency? And so we've talked in our episode 28 where we talk about what you should know about wellness competencies. And I informed you that we were going to be doing the series of 9 wellness competencies. So here we are with episode 1 of the series, and we're going to talk about integrity as a wellness competency. So why is integrity a wellness competency, Joyce? And what are you talking about? How does this work? This makes no sense. Well, let me share with you. When I started looking at the wellness competencies, I needed a competency that aligned with spiritual wellness, because spiritual wellness is, if you look at our wellness improvement system, it's the top dimension that looks at things like self-esteem, purpose, core values, trust, faith, belief. It's those deep stuff that sticks with us, that is the core of who we are. It's that thing that we exemplify. It's that characteristic building aspect of us. And so we cannot see and touch those, but we can exemplify and demonstrate them. And when I was looking for a competency that aligned with these very important aspects of who we are, integrity came up as being the most prominent competency that aligns with the core of who we are, aligns with purpose. So in essence, when you're living in integrity, you know your true purpose in life. You're aligned with your purpose. You have a vision and a mission. You know what your life is about, and you're living in integrity with what your purpose is on the planet. You're not wasting your time. You're not out there trying to figure out who you are and where you're going to be. You have done the work to find out where you are, and you are on the way of getting clarity, because you recognize there is a missing link, and you recognize that you can be more powerful when you truly are aligned with your purpose and your vision and your mission. And when you know your values and your core values are aligned to who you are and what impact you want to make on the world, then you are truly living in integrity. And there are too many of us who are not living in integrity, making the world a sick and unhealthy place to be. When you have low integrity, you have low self-esteem, you don't value yourself and others the way you need to. So you tolerate a lot of nonsense, a lot of things that's unbecoming of who you are. You don't value your time, yourself. You don't have a good sense of your value. And so you let others do things to you that shouldn't. And then that affects you emotionally. You have resentment and anger and frustration. So it's really the core of everything. It is that place where the stuff happens. If you are taking care of yourself spiritually, you're going to be healthier emotionally. I know for myself, when things rock me, it's because I am at a place where something has impacted my sense of purpose, or I feel threatened in some way, and it has shocked my world. Those are the things that really get to the core of who we are. And it's very important for us to recognize those, ask ourselves a question: why am I responding this way? Why is this impacting me so much? Why am I so bothered about this? When you see that, it's because something is not aligned with your values. There is a huge value conflict. There is something that really demeaning your purpose, your sense of self-worth and what you bring to the world, your gifting, something that threatens your gift and what you want to contribute to the universe. When those things happen and they're gut-wrenching and they're deep like that, it's because your purpose here is being thwarted, and you feel that deep sense of drive to do something, to respond. And sometimes we're not responding in the right way. And it's important for us to acknowledge that and come back to grips with who we are, who we're meant to be, our purpose, our values, and then live in integrity with that. So it being in integrity with your values is knowing what your core values are and aligning your choices, your lifestyle, the things you say yes to should align with your values, should align with your life purpose. The things you say no to should be things that will take you away from your life purpose, things that will take you farther away from reaching your goals and living in integrity with your values. Those are the things you say a big resounding no to without any reconsidering or no looking back, because you know what you know is that you're going to live in integrity with who you are and what you're about. Consistently, we need to stay on top of this. So when you do the assessment, one of the things we do is get our clients to complete the wellness assessment. So as you go and you complete how well you're doing in that area of spiritual wellness, you're going to see things like, am I living in alignment with my values? Am I doing things that are against my values? Am I doing things that make me feel yucky? Am I doing things that make me regret? Do I do things and then feel upset because I did them and I don't like how it makes me feel when I do that, or when I see myself through those lenses? Am I clear on my vision of who I am and what I want to do in the world and how I want to show up and what impact I want to have? Is that true? And am I living in alignment with that? Am I living in integrity with that? Am I taking consistent action on a daily basis to live out my purpose? Are there stumbling blocks in my way to live my purpose, to live out? Are those that I work with, those I live with, those in my community and my network, are they supporting my growth and development and my ability to live according to my purpose? So that shows integrity. You might be out of integrity where you find yourself in a relationship where it's not in alignment with who you are. It's not allowing you. There is incongruence in the things you want and the things you're doing. And so what are you going to do about that? How are you going to make those changes? That is a case of integrity. And when we live in integrity, then we have better social responses. We have better relationships in our network of relationships at school, at work, in our family relationships, in our communities. We can give back and be better. We have better status. People respect us, or they know what we stand for and they know what they can expect from us. There is not that high level of uncertainty about what they're going to get when they connect with us. So when we do that on a consistent basis, we show up in integrity. We should know ourselves, know our strengths, know our weaknesses, and consistently do that. When we try to be one thing, we put on a face to be something else and we show up, but the results, and you can know when you're not living integrity because the results will be in your life. The baggage that you come with, the baggage that drags behind you. And sometimes people say, I'm doing everything right, but then you look at their results, what's happening in their life. And being in integrity in your work, career-wise, is not just enough, because people bring their garbage to work. One of my colleagues, one of the leaders I was working with, he said, Joyce, I don't know what's going on. Every time I turn around, one of my employees is on the phone. They're with the divorce lawyer. They're with they're having a fight with the ex and the ex-spouse. And you bring that baggage to work. It affects your productivity. It affects your ability to concentrate at work. So when we have baggage in our personal life, it affects our ability to function at a high level and execute at the level we need to in the workplace as a leader. People are looking at our behavior. They're looking at our results. They're looking at the messiness of our lives and our relationships. And so how can we be a role model? How can we stand up and say, I believe in this and this is what I am for, when our lives doesn't exemplify that? So it's much more than living in integrity. It's much more than saying, doing what I say. It also includes doing what, showing up and speaking and walking my talk, so that my legacy, what I leave behind, the footprints, I'm not leaving collateral damage behind. I am actually showing up in a consistent way and making a good impact on the world and where I'm at. If you're put somewhere, it's because you're called to be there. So make a positive impact there. If you are in a relationship, try to make it better. If you have, friendships and other things in your life, try to make them better, because it's very important for you to build that legacy and stay in integrity. I've had situations where I've had to walk away from amazing friendships that I just cherish. But when I noticed that the values were so out of alignment with mine, and I couldn't be in integrity with my values by continuing that friendship, by continuing that relationship, because it continually got me in a place where I was out of alignment with my values. And so we have to stay true to our integrity. It's not about being popular or being liked. It's about being consistent. It's about being true to who you are. Because when you continue to live outside of your integrity, you do things that are not in alignment with your integrity, it affects your self-esteem. It affects your self-worth. It prevents you from living your true life purpose. And as a result, you become angry, you become frustrated, you become dissatisfied, and all these things start happening in your life. And you're wondering, why me? Why is this things happening? Go back and check on your ability, your balance, your purpose, your vision, your self-esteem, your personal style, your faith, your belief system. Are you aligned? Are those values aligned? Are you living in integrity? And you will see that you have less stress, you're sleeping better, you're a happier person, you have less disruption in your social interactions, you have less challenges interpersonally, emotionally, you are more stable, and you will see that it is truly a wellness competency. And one way you can figure out that I'm practicing wellness in this area of my life. The wellness dimension of your life is the core. It's that part of you. Everyone who has life and have breath has a spiritual wellness dimension, and you need to be taking care of your spiritual, which is integrity. And I talk about integrity and spiritual wellness, and that is so key to you being well. That integrity competency is key for spiritual well-being in your life. It allows you to align. If you have a faith, if you have a religion that you go to, that you attend to, it also is where you commit to that, and your practice can be consistent. And that is where we are truly connected to a God or a higher power, a giver of life. And that's where we're connected, and being authentically in our purpose means that there is a divine intervention, a divine layout in our life that determines this is the purpose. None of us give ourselves life or decided we were going to come to this planet. We just show up screaming as, from the birth canal. Like nobody really knew who we were and why we came to this planet. There is a life giver who designed our life and create a purpose for us. And if we are done the work to identify what that purpose is and want to live in alignment, we have to do the work in spiritual wellness. And it's no time like the present with what's happening with COVID-19 in our world. We see how how tough it is to have a healthy economy, to have thriving organizations, and even a society without people who are well. And so we cannot go on being well in just one area, working out or eat or diet. We have to be well multidimensionally, and it has to start with spiritual wellness. And that is why I talk about the wellness competency. It is just so important that we look at integrity as a key wellness competency for our work and our life. So thank you for being here. And if you're looking to develop mastery in the competencies, don't forget to join me in Masteries. Masteries is a monthly program that I run. Every month we look at one competency that we want to develop, and every week in that month we do some work to start building on those competencies. Every Friday I am teaching mastery either in my own Zoom group, or I am doing it with a colleague. I'm collaborating with other experts and sharing the opportunity for their network to participate in mastery. This week, I'm going to be doing mastery with another group, with the Who Do You Know group, LinkedIn Live, so more people get access to mastery and understand how important it is to develop those competencies. So join me at interpersonalwellness.com and click on mastery under our event section so you can sign up for mastery. It's a very, very accessible program, because I believe everyone needs to get the support to develop the wellness competencies in their life. Thank you for being here with me, and I look forward to seeing you in our next session when I go to the next episode on our wellness series, and I'll be talking about on responsible communication. Take care and bye now. You've been listening to What's Happening at Work. This is Joyce Edison, your host, and I want to thank you for being with us. Thank our guests and our sponsors, Interpersonal Wellness Services, Inc., the Global Workplace Wellness Summit, and of course, the Wellness Competency Mindset Movement. And if you want to hear from us, learn more, or get more episodes, join us at interpersonalwellness.com, where we help you to work, live, and play well. Bye now, and we'll see you for another episode.